Okay, in this video we'll go ahead and bind the receiver to the transmitter. Over here is my sailplane programming dummy with all of the wires and everything plugged into the receiver. The bind plug is also already installed here in the back, right there on the edge. And we're going to plug it in and get the blinky lights that tell us that the receiver is in bind mode. So with the battery plugged in, the bind plug plugged into the receiver, I've arranged all of the remotes up here on the fuselage just to give you an illustration of how the antennas should be oriented. Obviously they need to be further apart than that if at all possible, but the antennas need to be oriented such that there's all the angles are covered, right? So you have linear is covered here, right there. Vertical is covered this way, so longitudinal with the fuselage, vertical perpendicular to the center line. And then you have a 45 to that, 45 to those two angles, and then over here you have a 45 to the last 45. So that's an ideal antenna arrangement for the remotes to make sure that all your bases are covered. So now if we go ahead and turn on the switch in bind mode, you'll see that everybody's blinking. That means we're in bind mode for the airplane. The bind process usually requires that the radio be moved away from the receiver by about a meter, meter and a half to avoid swamping the signal at the receiver. So we're going to step back. You see everything's in bind mode there. Step back and go to the transmitter. And we're already hovering over the bind position. And we'll hit bind here.
DSMX 22 milliseconds. Bind complete.
Bind complete. So at that point you can go turn off the receiver and turn off the radio, and you will have the receiver bound to the radio at that point.